All right, rapid fire. Issues that can happen with your sheep, diseases and things like that. First of all, let's talk about parasites. The main three that you're probably going to run into are barber pole, lungworms, and liver flukes. Barber pole is probably the easiest to manage. You can do your own fecals. Fecals are easy. Fecals are cheap. Lungworms a little more complicated, but still not that bad. And then liver flukes are a little more complicated because they have a weird life cycle. But the best way is prevention. Cull animals that always have a high load, which means you gotta do fecals so you can know, because they may have a high load and not show symptoms. Proper grazing practices, rotational grazing, and all of that. Proper dry lot if you don't have enough land to actually let everything rest properly. And then you have coccidiosis, which is technically not a parasite, it's a protozoa, but a similar thing. Management is key. It's more of an issue in younger lambs. They'll get really bad diarrhea, and the coccidiosis will damage their intestinal lining, and they won't be able to absorb food properly. It causes failure to thrive, which is a real issue if you're trying to sell lambs for meat, because they won't grow. And then you have bacterial issues. So take foot rot, bacterial issue. It's also a culling thing. There are sheep that are more genetically susceptible to those bacterial problems. Make sure you're trimming, make sure you're checking. If you do have one that's infected, make sure you clean it out properly, make sure your dry lot's actually dry. And then you have Johne's, Johnes, which is a chronic wasting disease, test and cull. CL, which is abscesses in the lymph nodes, same thing, nothing you can do about it, test and cull. You have metabolic issues, urinary calculi, with basically kidney stones in sheep. It's due to a imbalance of the calcium phosphorus ratio, a lot of times because of grain. Make sure your grain has ammonium chloride in it. You have ketosis, so pregnancy toxemia, which is an energy issue, not enough sugars in late gestation. And you have milk fever, which is not enough calcium. Learn how to recognize those, learn how to treat them. If you don't treat it early enough, it's real bad for mom and babies. Then you have viral issues, so OPP, test and cull situation. It's like a slow progressing disease, causes pneumonia and arthritis. And then you have scrapie, which is technically a prion disease, no cure. The USDA actually does manage it, and like you can register your flock, so if a sheep dies and it tests positive, you'll know. Test and cull situation. Those are going to be your main ones. Make sure you're managing properly, make sure you're testing properly. The biggest thing I can do is do your own fecals, or find someone local who can do it to you, because if you need to get a fecal back and you won't get it back for like a day, 2 days, and then learn symptoms. We'll do longer form videos on each of them, especially parasites and metabolic issues. But that's just rapid fire things that you should look into, do your own research on before or when you get sheep. Thanks.